Okay, this first recipe is going to be a chili base. You can have it as vegetarian, or you can add meat and stuff to it. I actually find adding chicken or meat or something at the end actually makes it even more tasty and filling. This will easily feed 6 people, I'd say, and add some rice or something at the end to put it on top of it. It's perfect. Also, just you can have all kinds of chili toppings at the end too. Put on some grated cheese, sour cream, whatever. So first of all, we're going to start with 1 big onion or a couple of small onions, some yellow peppers, some garlic, celery, carrots. That's going to form the base. Then we're going to throw in some spices, oregano, ground cumin. This is Aleppo chili, which is just a mild chili, like not too too spicy. Some salt, some pepper, and that will combine with the vegetables to make a really good base. And then you throw in tomatoes and whatever beans you like. I've got red kidney beans, some mixed beans, and some black beans. And you put in a bit of chicken stock with that, and then that will cook down for 40 minutes, and that will form the base. In the end, you can grill some steak. I'm going to grill some steak on the side this time and put that in near the end. So, okay, I'm going to cut the vegetables and everything first. I find it's always good to have a bowl to put everything you're going to put in a big pile in together. And also, just as good having a little, unless you're by a sink, have a little garbage bowl or something here. Makes it so much easier when you're like peeling carrots and stuff like this. You can just keeps all the mess away from your table. And you can have them all ready to go. I've got 3 carrots here. The recipe calls for 2, but these are pretty little, and this recipe is very forgiving in terms of what you can do. Carrots are going to be cut up. For the onions, a couple of ways to cut onions. Simplest way is going to be cut them like this. I saw a hint from one of these chefs that says don't just take off that first layer of the onion peel, also take off the second one, because the first layer is sometimes, even though it's there, it's sometimes a bit better. It's up to you. There's 2 easy ways to cut onions if you want to dice them, what I'm going to do. One is to cut like partially through like that, and then cut down on them. You cut through. Look at the size, you've got a nice dice. The other way, make sure you've washed your hands first too. The other way, which I saw on a Kenji video, scientific way to dice, is to cut, not direct, slightly offset, but in towards the middle. Angling towards the middle, but not 100% towards the middle. And then cut through, which is another easy way. It's a pretty even dice as well. Peppers are super straightforward. Make sure that you get rid of this stuff in here. Pull it out or cut it out. It could be a bit better. Then you can just dice them up. Whatever size you like. Chili, you can put pretty much anything you want. This is kind of a good base. Anything can. Again, diced carrots, there's no secret there. Usually I just cut through the middle. You have 2, and then you can just put them flat so they don't come back, even top and tail. You can do another cut through there like that. You've got really small ones, and then you just cut them through. For celery, I've got, it's called You could have 2 or 3 of these stalks. These are pretty small ones, so I chose 3. Put them all together and just slice them together. The recipe calls for 4 cloves of garlic. These are pretty small though, and we can always have more garlic. Easiest way I find to cut garlic: cut off the ends, and then give this a squish, especially if you're not going to have to cut it up very much. This will peel really quick. Got 2 for the price of 1 there. And then you can slice it if you need to. A bad bit on it, get rid of, and then you can slice or whatever. I'm not going to add garlic to the rest because garlic cooks way faster. It's more likely to burn if it's on the bottom, so I'm going to add that just a bit after the other vegetables have cooked. Alright, I put all the garlic in a little container so it's easy to throw it. The only other thing you want to have ready to go is the spices. I'll get another container for that too. Just so that once the vegetables are already, you can just dump the spices directly into it. So you want to have a tablespoon of Aleppo. By the way, I've got a teaspoon measurement here, but 3 teaspoons is a tablespoon, just so you know. So a tablespoon of Aleppo. Teaspoons 5 mils, tablespoon of 15 mils. So a tablespoon of Aleppo, a tablespoon of cumin, 2 teaspoons of oregano, 2 teaspoons of salt, and half a teaspoon of pepper. To make this, you just need like 1 big pot like this. Any kind of big pot is fine. Start off with a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. Okay, so I've just roughly put in a couple of tablespoons, enough to fill the bottom. You can let it warm up a bit. Then just dump all the veggies in. Okay, when this is somewhat warm, the veggies that we had, you can stick all of those in. And we'll just give them a stir, let them cook. Cook 8 to 10 minutes. And get them soft, a bit soft. Soften up a bit, and then we'll put the spices in. By the way, I should say here, I put in all the veggies except our garlic. So I'll throw that in after 3 or 4 minutes, so it doesn't burn. So I'll come back when we've had 8 to 10 minutes. The other thing that's worth doing while we're waiting, I've just opened up those cans of beans, is just to pour those into a colander and just drain them all so they're all ready to go as well. It's the mixed beans, the black beans. You can really choose anything you like. Chickpeas are really good with it too. Any kind of beans you like. Some always get stuck behind in this way, so just give them a rinse. Put them there. Give them a rinse if you want. Okay, and they are ready to go now as well when we need them. This has been 8 or 9 minutes, and you know, all these things with the timing and the ingredients, you could have done this a bit, put in the other stuff a bit later if you're hungry. You don't have to wait that long. It's a very forgiving recipe. I make it almost differently every time, and it's always good. So that's 8 or 9 minutes, and now this is why we have all our herbs in one thing, because we can just sprinkle it all in there together. Just mix it up. You just want it to stir it and get it to just coat all the veggies. Cooking it for like a minute or so with that. Just getting it in there. That's enough. And now we can put in our beans. You can stir in. And the tomatoes and this broth. Tomato can 1. Tomato can 2. And for the chicken broth, this is a 2-cup thing. It says put in about a cup, so you can put more or less later. Now you can see, got a bit of liquid here. Liquid. Now you turn the heat right down and let it cook for 30 or 40 minutes. I'll even put a little bit more in there because I like to have a bit more liquid because I know it's really going to cook off over that time. To have it nice and wet like that, leave the lid off, put it on a low heat so it's doing a tiny little bubble like that, and give it like 30-40 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to prep some steak, or have some steak close to that time at the end. Put some rice on now, and you can grill the steak really quick at the end, and then just throw it in, or grill it for a bit and throw it into here, into the chili right at the end, like so you can have grilled steak on top, or chicken or whatever, or you can throw it in maybe 10 minutes before, give it 10 minutes to cook, and then it kind of flavors it too, which is really nice as well. So lots of options. Okay, for the meat, I'm going to add this. I found this rump steak is actually really good. It's really cheap and pretty fast cooking, but also sort of soaks in everything. And this is really about just everyone. I'm not going to give you a lesson on how to cook steak, but it's more about food safety. I'm using the same cutting board, but after that, it has to go get washed. Same with the knife. As soon as you use raw meat, raw chicken, raw anything, wash the knife, wash the thing. Don't use these things for vegetables and stuff again until it's all completely 100% washed. So in this, I'm just going to cut these all up. I'm going to, you can cut it any way you like if you want. And throw it in the bowl, put in some oil, grill it, and then throw it into the chili. Let's see what we have. Okay, this is after 30-40 minutes, and I put the lid back on because I want to keep it a bit more moist and keep the real moisture in. If you put a lid on, if you find it getting too dry, just put the lid on and you can see it's got super moist. It looks pretty cool. Here it all is. This can cook. This can be, we've got people coming in all different times to come home today, and this is going to be sitting on the stove waiting for them. It's like perfect for that. So I'm heating up a pan here. Don't have to show you guys how to do this, but I'm just going to fry some of those rump steak pieces. Give them a quick grill. Just trying to cover the pan too much. And I'm going to put a splatter thing on there. There's a bit of oil coming up. And I'll give them a quick grill on each side and then throw them just like a minute or a couple of minutes on there for this kind of steak. And then I'm going to throw it right in the chili too. So I just flipped it over, just got it nice and brown a bit. And I'm going to actually just throw it in the chili like that. Pretty much cooked. But the final bit will be cooking in the chili over the next few minutes. Put in as little or as much meat as you want. I got a bit more to put in here, but then... Okay, to finish, I got a bowl of rice here. Here's our steak and beans. I probably should have got a bigger spoon than this. Then you can throw on some cheese maybe. and sour cream, and some coriander. You have a nice chili bowl. So there's the finished product. Rice, beans, sour cream, melted cheese. Piece of steak in there, whatever you want. Be pure vegetarian if you want to keep the beans and everything, it's still really good. Perfect, hearty meal.